Hi there, Pragati here. Welcome back to my video. Today I want to share with you something that's something that a lot of first-time buyers are going through right now in the UK. Once I was a first-time buyer as well, and you know there are lots of things that costs, hidden costs, not necessarily hidden costs, but the cost that it wouldn't come straight in your mind when you first going out to search for the property and all that. So these costs it wouldn't automatically come in your mind. So these are the costs I wanted to share with you, because right now the property market is flooded with lots of first-time buyers, especially due to the stamp duty reduction for up to 500,000 worth of property. So for those first-time buyers, some of the costs that you may not be aware of, you might be, but if you're not, then I'm just gonna quickly run through those costs. Now, firstly, you've got the mortgage broker's cost. Okay, so this is where the mortgage broker will charge you for their services. And I know that there are some mortgage brokers who do not charge, and especially those are the ones probably where they are directly from the bank, and they are only referring the bank's products, only that particular bank's product only, not necessarily researching the whole of the market. So if you was looking for a mortgage advisor, look for the one who has got access and authorized to use the whole of the market, and not just one particular bank. So yes, they would charge you some sort of fee, and that's called your mortgage broker's fee. Typically it could be anywhere, but it's a very rough idea, anywhere between 200 to 500 pound, depending on the level of service that they are providing you and the product that they are searching for you. Okay, so that's number one. The next one is your valuation cost. The valuation cost is when your mortgage has been approved on paper, but the bank or the lender needs to make sure that the property that they are lending you against is worth the money, right? So this is for their security. However, you have to pay for them to do the valuation. All right, so this is where they send their valuer to check the property that you are buying, they are lending, and they just need to make sure that the property is worth the money, just in case if you were not able to pay your money, then they will repossess the property, and they need to make sure that the property is safe and sound. And that valuation cost could be again anywhere between 200 to 300 pound. It's a very rough idea, it keeps on changing, to be honest, and it depends mortgage lender to lender as well. Sometimes mortgage lenders do put the valuation cost as a free as a free service, just to promote their products as well. So watch out for those where there is a free valuation with the mortgages. All right, so the next cost is your survey cost. Okay, so this is something that you could do for your own sake, and the most popular one is called the home buyers report. Now, the home buyers report will give you a detailed analysis or details of the property that you're buying from an authorized surveyor, professional surveyor, who will then indicate what problems might be in the property and what sort of cost you might be looking to actually fix those problems, if there were any problems. Okay, so this is if you're not sure about the property, if you think that maybe there's some damp issue, maybe there is the roof is not looking great, then you might use this the survey, and also use the same report to actually even bargain for a reduced price from the seller. Okay, because you've got the report now from the surveyor saying that this needs to be done, and these are the costs. So you might use that as a negotiation tool, but it's an optional thing. And the cost could be anywhere between 400 to 600 pound, depending on the surveyor again, so we're roughly about 400 to 600 pound. Okay, now you got the product fee. Okay, so this is where again the lender charges you for this one, and most of the time the product fee, you have an option to either pay up front, okay, or it can be added to the mortgage. Now, if you paid up front, then your APR becomes slightly lower because you paid that. But then if you're adding that in the mortgage, your APR is slightly more. Your monthly payment could be slightly more, £5 to £10 more per month. Okay, so that's the product fee, and the product fees could be again, anywhere to from £1,000 to £2,000. Some products, they might not have any fee at all, but then if there is no fee, then of course your mortgage will be slightly higher because there is no fee. So somewhere down the line everything balances out, you see. So you just have to see what is right or what suits your circumstances at that point. If you have a spare money sitting in the bank and you can afford to pay the upfront fee, pay it. In the long run it will be slightly cheaper for you. But then if you think that £1,000 or the £2,000, you might save it for your removals, maybe when you're moving from your existing property into the new property, that might cover that cost. So you just have to see what sort of a financial situation you are at that particular point. Now the other cost is your legal cost. So this is where you're paying the solicitor, right? So solicitors will handle all your searches about the property. So your environmental search, your drainage search, there are lots of different searches that they will do. So they will cover all of those costs, their service, and also they will also deal with the stamp duty. So of course, how much stamp duty you got to pay depends on the value of the property. Right now, up to 500,000, it's free. But if it's more than 500,000, you pay the stamp duty, and the solicitors will take in charge of that. They will put that as a package and a lump sum, and then they will pay from their offices to the HMRC. Also, their costs could be anywhere normally between, I would say, £1,000 to £1,500. That is including their searches, but excluding any stamp duty. Okay, so that's roughly your legal costs there, and that's it. That's the main part of it. Of course, you got your deposit, which most of people are thinking about. Right, I've got a 25% deposit, I've got a 15% deposit, and that's all I need. But not necessarily, because all of these costs that I just mentioned are also part of your buying costs. So please make sure that you do keep your account healthy for all these extra costs that you will incur during the process of buying. And now, like I mentioned earlier, your removals cost, if you're moving from a current residence into the new resident, then that might incur some costs. If there is some sort of a light refurbishment that might need in the new property, like a painting or something like that, so put that aside as well as part of your costs, because all these little things could add up. So really, if I was, if you were asking me, I would say put roughly at least about £10,000 aside, apart from your deposit and solicitor cost. Okay, so if you got your deposit, whatever percentage it is, and you got your solicitor's cost and your stamp duty, right? Apart from that, if you put another £10,000, so you are kind of safe financially for any issues that might come post purchasing, because after purchasing also, and especially if you was moving from a 1-bedroom flat to a 3-bedroom house, you might want to buy beds in there, you might want to buy utensils, fridge, all of this, dining tables, sofas and all that. So all of these will also cost money, you see. So you've got to think about them and consider all of that cost. So just for a little tip there for all the first time buyers who are moving right now, so please consider all of those extra costs as well. So I would like to wish you all a very happy home buying, and wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next video.